I'm going to show you how to do a Josh and Main's event. So I have pulled up the information that you have sent me of the rugs that you want to pull for each event. And I have pulled up the Master Josh and Main's submission spreadsheet. One thing that I always do before I do anything else is I apply the inventory, especially if I'm doing a lot of these. So I went ahead and did a VLOOKUP and applied the inventory. And then these blue columns here are internal only columns. I put these in so that we would know what we're looking at. So once I've applied the inventory, I also have to apply it over in column, let's get over there, column AM. So I'll apply it and then I'll come over and copy and paste it here. And then I will save this as my master Josh and Main submission spreadsheet. And I will change the date on the inventory so I can see when the last time I pulled inventory. Sometimes if I'm pulling these spec sheets and they're a few weeks or a month out and I've just did the inventory within a day or so, I don't bother redoing the inventory. So, all right, so then we're going to get started. The easiest thing for me to do is to mark in this column here, include in sale, the items that you want me to pick. So the first thing I do is I look at your sheet. Oh, I'm sorry. The very first thing is I'm going to save this document. I don't want to copy over or change my master, so I'm going to save this as a new document. I'm going to do File. I'm going to go down to Save As. And then I'm going to go over and place this in folders where I know where it is. So I have an October folder pulled up for my Josh and Main event. So first of all, it's 2014 events. I've started an October folder. And then this event is called Weathered, Vintage, and Gray. So I follow the same format. I'm going to start a new folder. And the date is October 31st, 2014. It's called Weathered, Vintage, and Gray. Okay, I'm going to open the folder and then I'm going to save the file name as the same. October 31st, 2014, Weathered, Vintage, Gray. Okay, so now you can see the file name has been changed and I have protected my master sheet, and any changes I make on this one will not affect it. So this is new and fresh. It's its own little spreadsheet. So first thing I'm going to do is go and just see what you want on it. You want Revival top 5, Chloe top 5, Stella top 5. And then I'm going to scroll down and you also want Infinity top 5. So I'm going to start with those first because it's easiest since I just added this brand new little rank column over here. It's saving me lots of time. All right, I'm going to pick the collections that you want with my filtering. So click the down arrow. I'm going to go and turn this off so I don't want anything selected. And then I'm going to pick the ones you want me to have in here. Revival. Go down, select Revival. Chloe top 5. I'm going to go back up and get Chloe. Stella top 5. And last but not least, Infinity top 5. Okay, so I have selected those collections. Then I'm going to go to the rank column and I'm going to do the same thing because I only want 1 through 5. I'm going to turn off the selections. Then I'm going to click 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those will be the only things that will come up. Then as you can see here, I'm going to have my Chloe's, my Infinity, my Revival, and last, my Stella. So those are all the top 5s. Now I'm going to scroll back to the top, make sure I'm at the very top, and it won't scroll any further. And then I'm going to type in a Y in this column. Then I will copy that Y all the way down. So I've marked those. All right, now I'm going to go up and I'm going to clear my filter so I open everything back up. So that's up in the top right corner under filtering, clear filters. All right, so that brings me back up to the top. And to get to the top, the easiest thing, because this first line here, or third line here, is frozen, I go and put my cursor in one of the cells up here, and then I just move it down using my down arrow button, and it will take me to the top. So if I'm way down here on line 76, if I put my cursor in the collection box, and then I just go down one with the arrow key, it will take me down to the next line. Okay, next, so I've done all the top 5, so I can jump over now to Arabella. You have picked out 2 Arabella SKUs, so I'm going to go over, same as before, I'm going to pick Arabella. So I'm just narrowing down what I'm looking at. Then you want Arabella 41908. I'm going to go to the style number, unselect. You wanted 41908, and you wanted 15927. 15927. So that will display only those 2 SKUs that you asked for and all their corresponding sizes. Again, I will put the Y in the first column. Okay, so I got Arabella. Last I'm going to do, you want all of Brentwood. All right, so I'm going to go back up, clear my filters, go down to collection again, select all to turn it back off, go down, pick up Brentwood, and now you wanted them all. So I want to make sure I'm at the top, which I am. I'm going to put a Y in the first one, and then I'm going to copy it all the way down the Brentwoods. Okay, so I have selected everything that you've asked for. I'm going to go turn my filtering off, clear it, move back to the top. Then I want to sort everything that I've just chosen to the top of the page. So what I will do in column B, I will click the down arrow, sort A to Z. If it's blank, it's going to go to the bottom of the page. If it has a letter in it, it'll be alphabetized. We just have letter Y's, so it brought all of those that we selected to the top. So we'll just kind of double check, eyeball it. We have our Arabellas that you requested, all of Brentwood. Then we have our top 5 of Chloe, our top 5 of Infinity, our top 5 of Revival, our top 5 of Stella, and then the couple of Adrian SKUs that, well, those are at the top, sorry. We did not have Adrian. As you can see, the Y has turned off here, so there's nothing here. So now what we want to do is delete anything below this line that doesn't have a Y in it. Easiest thing to do, put your cursor in the next cell underneath the Y. It needs to have letters or words in it or some type of other information in it, because if we did it here, it would just take us to the bottom of the entire spreadsheet. We just want to go to the bottom of this one. So we're going to select all of this. We're going to Shift key or Control Shift and the down arrow, and then that highlights all of those. You're going to right click, you're going to delete, and it's going to bring up this little pop-up box. You want to delete the entire row. Click OK. And then now you have narrowed this sheet down to just those SKUs that you wanted. So we're going to, because this is the weathered vintage gray, so we're going to save this. And then in order to submit this to our customer, we do not want this information in here. This is for our internal use only. I'll use this information here to go pull my images, but then we won't need it again until they submit this information back. They do not need this, and this is not on their spec sheet. So what I do now is I delete the blue columns out. Those are my internal columns. So I highlight them all the way across, B to G, right click, delete. Now you don't want to save over this one because you want to keep your internal version. So we're going to do File, Save As. We're going to go back to the same folder, and then it comes up with the same name, but what you want to do now is change the name slightly because this will be your submission one. So I'm just going to type in the word submission at the end. so I know which one I'm submitting. So now you've got 2 spreadsheets, one internal and one to send out to the customer. And you're all done.